For many people, social media has become such a daily part of our lives that we're actually starting to look for ways to conveniently reduce our time spent online because of the burden that it's turned into. So I want to share with you 7 very effective ways that I've found that I use to manage my time online, and I'm sure it will help you just as much as well. So as you probably know, the first smartphone to go mainstream was the iPhone. It completely revolutionized how we use phones. But the selling feature of the iPhone had nothing to do with applications and social media platforms that seem to rule our life today. It was simply a way to merge your iPod and your phone, or your music and your communications, in one convenient device. Facebook didn't exist, Twitter didn't exist, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, none of these social platforms existed, and nobody knew how dominating a force it would have in our lives today until it's now become a problem. And of these 7 methods I'm going to discuss, make sure to stick around for number 7 specifically, because I think in the long term, next 5 to 10 years, the method number 7 is going to have the biggest impact on our lives. But beginning with the method number 1, turn off push notifications. So turn off all push notifications, all email notifications on both your phone and your desktop computer or laptop. I know you've experienced it countless times where you're out with a friend, you're out doing something, you're busy, and your phone screen lights up. There's a notification, there's an alert, and it's telling you that some person you didn't even know you're friends with went live on Facebook or Instagram, or somebody responded to a comment you left a week ago that you forgot about. 99% of these notifications and alerts do nothing but take your attention and your focus off of the things that really matter. Personally, I took this step like 2 years ago to turn off all push notifications on my phone and on my computer. And I'm so surprised when I'm with somebody and their phone has like 15 notifications between 7 different platforms that pop up. And every time they look at their phone to check the time, for example, they're filtering through every little useless notification and having to delete it. And they're so unaware about how much time they spend just filtering through crap. Turn that junk off. That's method number 1. Turn that junk off. Turn all notifications off. Method number 2, remove social media apps off of your phone. So I know it's a big step from the last method, but what I've done is, and I recommend doing it for yourself as well, is just delete social media apps off of your phone. I still keep Facebook Messenger, I still keep WhatsApp, but I only access the actual social media platforms from my desktop. And by doing this, I still get messages, important messages to my phone. When people message me on Facebook, WhatsApp, etc., I still get them. But the actual social feed, the thing that is actually distracting, I only get to access that when I go on my desktop. And this kind of separation makes it a whole lot easier to avoid the constant distractions that come from all these notifications and the temptation to check your phone. It took about 5 years of being a social media junkie before I realized how subtle and instinctively it was for me to whip out my phone and create some random update on my status, or to go and like someone's post, or just mindlessly scroll through the social media feed. And the weird thing is, sometimes I would do it when I'm bored, but sometimes I would do it when I'm busy. Sometimes I would do it when I was already actively engaged in something I really enjoyed. I'd still have this instinctive impulse to pull out my phone and just check. So after a while, I just realized how unimportant and lame it all was, and I realized the best decision was to just delete it off my phone and keep it limited and restricted to my desktop. Method number 3, log out of all websites. Logging out of all the websites that you consistently use and turning off the remember password feature is a super productive way to manage your time online. Being conveniently logged in feeds your need to do a quick check on these social media platforms. So the simple act of having to log in will in of itself reduce how frequently you check these platforms. Method number 4, only follow those that matter. Make a conscious effort to write down who is it important for you to follow, who matters to you, and then unfollow everybody else. Social media gets boring quick when there's no longer 300 updates every time you decide to refresh your page. If you're only following, say, like 20 people, it's easy to whip out your phone or go online, check the feed, get up to date with what everyone's doing, and then close your phone. There's no point checking again because you're already up to date. But when your feed is flooded with people's posts you don't care about, and then just sprinkled with posts that you do care about, you get this false sense of FOMO, also known as fear of missing out. And it's that feeling that causes you to keep on scrolling. So just follow the people you care about, and then I would recommend unfollowing the pages that don't do much more than post 20 memes a day with cute little quotes that really don't do much more than just muck up your feed. Method number 5, airplane mode is your best friend. So when I go to sleep, airplane mode is on. When I wake up, airplane mode is still on. And I usually keep it on until I've at least gotten out of bed. But more often than not, I leave it on airplane mode while I stretch, shower, shave, maybe go to the gym, maybe do some editing, and I don't turn it on until I'm absolutely ready to be distracted, right? So it's kind of like controlled chaos. I control when this bombardment of chaos comes into my life. So the important thing is that airplane mode prevents you from waking up to messages, phone calls, notifications, alerts, or whatever else can come to you through the phone, and allows you to be focused and control your thoughts from the moment you wake up. If you wake up and you're distracted by 100 different things, it's really hard to start your day that way. Sometimes the best solution is the simplest solution. You can't get distracted if distractions can't get to you. Method number 6, do not click like, do not comment. You know how on certain platforms, if you like or engage in with a comment, if anybody likes your comment or if anybody responds to your comment, you get notified. It makes you follow that thread. It just pulls you into a whirlwind of anticipation of responses and alerts of follow-up messages in that thread and approval seeking. And I say approval seeking because I know for me at least, if I see a discussion or a thread going on and I leave my opinion, my ego activates. I want to know, did people agree with me? Did people disagree with me? Did people like the post? What do people have to say? And I become invested in that conversation. And I don't necessarily like that about myself, but it's human nature. If I give my opinion, I'm curious who's what side people take, and I can avoid that by not commenting at all. And I get it that sometimes you want to engage or like a post to show someone you care about that you support whatever they're doing. And to me, like, that's cool, go ahead and do that. But what I think would be more meaningful to that person is if you gave them a call and you told them what you thought, or you met up with them for food or coffee and had a conversation with them. So I feel like if you want to support someone, there are much more meaningful ways to do that than by hitting the little like button, which is kind of meaningless because everyone does that. Make use of voice technology. My excuses for picking up my phone most of the time is to check the time, check the weather, make a phone call, check the value of a stock, play music while I'm working, look up words in Spanish and translations, all of which are completely valid excuses for picking up a phone. But for me, any of these acts was kind of a gateway into checking the internet. So recently, my girlfriend bought me a Google Home Mini, one of those little voice control technology speaker things. At first, I wasn't really sure how I was gonna use it. She thought it'd be useful, and I know it is, I just never looked into it. But as I started looking into it, I found that all those reasons I usually check my phone can be completely eliminated by using the Google Home Mini or something like it. Hey Google, what's the time right now?
It's 8:38.
What's the weather like right now?
Currently in Kitchener, it's 7 degrees and partly cloudy.
What's the value of the VGRO stock right now?
Vanguard Growth Portfolio ETF stock is trading at $25.53 a share.
Good. Hey Google, how do you say like and subscribe in Spanish?
In Spanish, you would say,
dar me gusta y suscribirse.
You heard the lady. It's pretty inexpensive at around $50 American, and it's single-handedly changing the way I manage my time and how I interact with technology in my daily life. To be honest, I think in like 5 years, everybody is gonna have some type of voice technology in their home. Maybe Google Mini, maybe Amazon Echo, but something like that. Because voice technology is advancing so quickly, it's so convenient, and it's so inexpensive, it's gonna happen. The important thing is to create rules around why, when, where, and how you use social media. All 7 of these suggestions create friction between you and the online world that makes it a lot easier for you to avoid the impulses and the need to check in online. Don't underestimate the power of convenience. There are people paid 6 figures and they have one job, and that is to get you to conveniently be sucked into their platform and stay there. If I was to summarize all 7 of these methods into one rule, it's this: make social media less convenient for you. Make social media less convenient for you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below. It helps let YouTube know that it was a good video and spreading the love around, spread the message. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button below. You'll get notified of the videos I put out every week, helping you be the hero of your story in some shape or form. And if you want to continue watching the other videos in my Minimalism series, you can do that by clicking right over here, right now, and I'll see you over there. Peace.